Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a quick video on the Bluebird Lenormand deck. I think it's a great deck overall for beginners. This is my just initial impressions and some things that I noticed upon getting the deck today. Just so you know, there's a Blue Owl Lenormand deck and there's also a first edition of this deck that both look different, which was a little confusing to me when I was looking up different flip throughs. And so this is the second edition, I believe, of the Bluebird Lenormand deck. It does include this little book. It includes brief descriptions of each card, history about the system and the creator, and also it gives clues and tips if you do like a grand tableau reading with this deck using all 36 cards. I think if you're a beginner, obviously, I think you need to do more additional studying and research to get a better understanding of the cards. A few things that make this deck very different is that it includes a lot of different things all within this one deck. One is that all the cards are numbered, as you can see, which is really good if you're a beginner or just someone who likes to use the numbers to put your deck back in order after using it to refresh the deck. A second thing is that it does include the pip cards, within the cartomancy system. I usually don't use these. I briefly try to just see if they actually like relate to the Lenormand meanings of the cards, and they don't generally, but they're there just in case you like to use those cards as well when you're reading the Lenormand system. Another thing is that these cards also include the different words for the different cards as well, which is also very beginner friendly. Let's see one of the backs of the cards. This is what the backs look like. The card stock to me is a little bit thinner than other card stock that I've used, but I think it shuffles okay. As you can see, this deck overall has a very like picturesque, up close portrait type of look. It kind of gives me like a Bridgerton Victorian era type of feeling, which I really like. The colors of the cards are a bit like muted, which kind of comes with a lot of like vintage-y type of decks. I wish they were a bit brighter, but it's the whole mood of this deck. It's a little moody, it's a little muted when it comes to the colors and the vibrancy, but I still really like it. As you can see, I've laid out some of the cards on the table. When you look at them, they're really beautiful. They really tell like a nice story. All of the cards are very cohesive to me. Generally, they kind of like all blend together and they look like they are within the same deck. Some decks have cards sometimes that look a little bit mismatched to me, and I like that this deck is very cohesive overall in the images. And like I said, I think it's very beginner friendly. I just now want to point out some of my favorite cards or cards that looked different from other decks that I've seen. And I'll start with the rider card. I like that this horse is in motion. I like that, the horse is looking at you, the man is looking at you. And I like that it's so, like I said, up close. It reminds me of that phrase when Beyonce says, she coming on the Cowboy Carter album, because I feel like they really look like they're coming for you, and I really like that. I like the clover card. I like that it's not just the standard three-leaf clover. The detail in this ship card is really nice. This is a beautiful house card. It's so grand and luxurious. I love that house card. The snake card is my favorite. I think this captures the energy of the snake very well. Also, some interpretations of the snakes can be like a woman who is trying to betray you. So that's a nice reference as well. The coffin card was interesting to me. It's very muted. It gives the sense of like depression or something being like buried. And so I really like this. The bouquet card, it says flowers here. I love how beautiful it is. And also, this is also sometimes read as like a beautiful woman. I love the level of details and the flowers and this, pip card as well. I didn't care for the scythe card or the birchwood card, which is also like the whip card. They were just plain. I didn't like them. I thought the birds were beautiful. And then I didn't really care for the child card. I prefer if the child is plain or something. I wish the fox and the bear cards were a little bit more, interesting. Like if the fox card looked more sneaky, if the bear card looked more like scary or protective or strong. That's just a personal preference. Let's see. I like that the stork is in flight. I love this little doggy. He looks so cute. And I thought this garden card was very beautiful. Some garden cards don't look very accurate. Like some garden cards don't look like a place where people meet and socialize and network. Sometimes they look very like closed off in other decks. So I love this card. I like that the mountain card had like different mountains and peaks and valleys and multiple mountains. I like the crossroad card as well. I didn't care for this heart card. I prefer more red and pink. I like a lot more color in my heart cards, but that's a personal preference. To me, the cards I like the most are the portrait cards. As you can see, there's a older and younger gentleman and lady cards, respectfully. Um, there's the younger man, the older man, the younger woman, and the older woman right here. This is my favorite card. She looks like a lady. I like her hair. I like the detail. I just love this. It definitely reminds me of Bridgerton. And I love the detail on her outfit, the organza. It's just so beautiful. A lot of times when we talk about diversity in decks, they don't talk about age. I know in like Kipper decks, there's like an older man, but traditionally, I just like seeing multiple ages, especially in the Lenormand decks. Usually, they just include like one man and woman card, and they look like pretty young, like in their 20s or 30s. So I like that there's like an older version for those cards. I didn't care for the sun card or the moon card, just personal preference. I like the key card. I thought that was really cute. Didn't care for the fish card, but I like looking at him because he reminds me of like a businessman. And then finally, let's see. This was the anchor and cross cards, which I also didn't really care for, but it's just personal preference. Um, I think this deck is really pretty. It's really cohesive. It's great for beginners, and I'm excited to use it. So if you have it, please let me know how you've been enjoying it and what makes it different to you. Thank you so much.